Hello, Facebook Live again. So thank you for tuning in. Hello, thank you for tuning in. So this is the Keep It Real show on Reconcilers Radio. Thank you for all those who've tuned in from the beginning of the show. Our message for today is contentment in singleness. And thank you for all those who are on Facebook Live as well. So we have a caller on the line. Thank you so much for calling. Please, would you be able to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Augustine.
Okay, Augustine.
Hi, how you guys doing? You guys all right?
We're good, thank you. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you for calling in. We'll have to hear from you regarding this topic as well. So please, yeah, go for it.
You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
It's fantastic. The issues you guys touch on, very, in-depth issues that are very key to a lot of the young adults who are up and coming. And even some of the married ones, because it's not easy being a Christian. Being a believer is you're seen as minority.
Okay.
But to be single, I think is something that's very important, because you can't be with someone all the time. You need to have time where you know yourself.
Yeah.
Because you cannot go into a relationship when you don't know yourself. Otherwise, you're going to go into something minded, and then you're going to have to make mistakes, and it's going to affect you for the rest of your life. Now, how do you become content being single? It's not easy. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, imagine going out with your friends and you see all of them with their boyfriends or their girlfriends, and you're just sitting there drinking Coke. Like, come on. It's never easy. But as a Christian, Paul tells us that we should not conform to the customs of the world, but we must be transformed by the renewal of our mind. Yes, everything around us is telling us to do this, but as a Christian, you're supposed to be the one who stands out. Your life is supposed to be a living testimony. And singleness, I would say, when you look at the Bible in 1 Corinthians 7, verse 7, Paul says that he would love for people to be single, but it's a gift. It's a gift that God gives you. And I think in everything, that is how we have to look at it. Everything is a gift that God gives us to the Holy Spirit. So which means that your relationship with God must be on point. You need to get close to God by studying your Bible, taking part in a lot of Christian activities and all that stuff. And also being able to put yourself aside, knowing what you carry, the value of who you are, is very important. And this goes to the ladies especially. Guys will not treat you special if you don't consider yourself special, if you don't act special. If you become special, guys will treat you special. So you need to know what you have. And you need to know that I carry something that's valuable. So whoever is going to be with me should know that they're getting something that's worth it. So I need to make sure that I put myself on the waiting list, so to speak. And when you do that, God himself will work on you, work through you, and work for you. And by the time you realize, everything will just move into place.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you so much. God richly bless you. And definitely, this is recorded on Facebook Live. I'll play again and I'll listen and I'll learn from everything that you've said as well. But thank you so much for your contribution. God richly bless you, and thank you for calling in.
Thank you for having me too.
Thank you. Bye. Have a blessed evening. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. So that was Augustine all the way from Milton Keynes. Thank you so much, Augustine, for calling in. God richly bless you. So sis, you have a message actually from somebody who's from Jennifer Caroline, so a friend of mine, Jennifer Caroline from Belgium. And she says, hi ladies,
hello.
Could you please tell us where we can purchase the book? Christina, are you planning to sell it online? God bless you for your words, work and dedication. Sister Mandy, I've been enjoying your shows, Papa. Indeed, you are favored. Oh, thank you so much, sis. Jennifer Caroline, all the way from Belgium. Next week Saturday, actually, we have a program, Single Sex and Success, and I'll be staying at hers. So yeah, thank you so much, sis, for tuning in. So
So you can get it on Amazon. So that's amazon.co.uk and amazon.com. You can get both the Kindle and the paperback. And also you can read a sample of the chapter. So just in case you're not too sure, you can read a sample. I think it's the first 3 or 4 pages that you get to read. And it will be also on my website from the 6th of from the 6th of February. But from now you can get it on Amazon, both .co.uk and .com.
Okay. So just go into Amazon and then just search
in
The Singleton by Christina. So she'll
It
show
should
you
look like this.
how the book looks like. I'll bring it a bit closer. So that's the book. And that's the...
Yeah, I know, we look so different today.
No! We're still her. You still look like her. It's you, definitely. Okay, so you had some questions before. Would you be able to read that out and answer them?
Wow, got a lot of questions. So the first question is from Anita in America. She said, some people get into relationships before Christ. What would you ladies say are the giveaways that a person is better off single? So I guess I would think that any relationship that you're in should not take you away from Christ. Whether it's a relationship with a boy or the opposite sex, or whether it's a relationship even with your best friends, if they're taking you away from God, that's not a godly relationship. Every relationship should draw you closer. I have many relationships, and even some of my relationships when I became a Christian, they just automatically drifted apart, because like what I believe in and what I stand for is different from what you believe in and what you stand for. That's natural.
Okay.
So I feel like if any relationship is taking you away from God, that's not a godly relationship, and you are better off single. Now, if you're married, it's different, because God's very clear on divorce. If you find yourself that you're married, for example, you've married an unbeliever and you're coming to Christ, it's something that you need to pray about. I would never say get a divorce. That's not what I believe in, and it's not what the Bible says. But it's something that you need to pray about. I've heard testimonies of people that have waited 20 years for their spouse to come to Christ, but they've waited. And when they say waited, during that time they've been praying, they've been trusting God, and that person has only come to God because they've seen from their spouse what having a relationship with God looks like. If you just give up on the first hurdle, not saying that it calls into question your relationship, but it's very easy for someone to turn around and say, are you really a Christian? So if you find yourself where you're married and you're in a relationship and you're chasing after God and that person isn't, then I think it is something that you help your partner along the way. But I don't believe in getting divorced. But if you are single, and I say single as in anything that you're not married, and you feel like a relationship or that relationship is pushing you away from God, then I think it's a relationship you definitely need to pray about and ask God whether you should be in it. And when you pray and God answers, don't be annoyed, because sometimes you pray about stuff, God makes it clear cut, and then we're still like, God, I'm still waiting. Because you don't like the answer. So if you pray about something and God's told you or God's shown you, accept that.
Wow. Thank you for all those who've tuned in on Facebook. Thank you, Jennifer, Caroline, Ampong. Thank you for tuning in. And we've actually spoke about how to get the book on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. Just type in The Singleton by Christina. I'll try and post her book after this video on my Facebook page, and so you can be able to. You can buy the book on Amazon, sorry. Okay, thank you, Gideon Gassini, for tuning in as well. So, is that another question as well?
So, I've got another question that says, some people get... this is from my friend, and I get why she's asked the question, and I'll provide some context to it. So, she said, some people get into relationships and they haven't addressed certain issues that they should have addressed during when they were single. How do they address these issues when they're now in a relationship? So in my book, I talk about how, I think it's chapter 4, how there's certain things that you need to heal from your past in preparation for your future. So for me, one of the things that I had to heal from with my need for attention, even when I was a Christian, I liked attention, and I think that's where the whole I hated being single stemmed from, because I hated somebody not showing me
dealing with attention seeking.
Yeah, so attention. So it was for me. So dealing with attention seeking, dealing with unforgiveness. I carried a lot of unforgiveness around for things that happened to me, and God was like, when you go into another relationship, you need to learn to forgive. So another one was communication. I'm very bad at communication, even with God. And God's like, if you're bad communicating with me, you're not going to be any different when it comes to your spouse. So there are many things that I've had to deal with as I'm single that it's preparing me for when I get married. So my friends asked me the question is, what do you do if you're already married and you have to deal with certain situations? I think that even when you're married, you still have a personal relationship with God.
Yeah.
That doesn't change. So just whether you're single, whether you're married, you should have a personal relationship with God. And God can fix anything. There's no situation that's too big for him. There's no situation that's out of his reach. So even if you're married and you feel like there's certain issues that you should have dealt with when you were single, that doesn't mean they can't be dealt with in your personal relationship with God. Deal with them. If you feel like you're always, I don't know, you have trust issues, for example, and that could be trust issues that sometimes things stem from things that are not even while you were single. It could be you have trust issues in your current relationship. Pray about it, and the thing is, understand that you can't. The Bible said you can't put your hope in, I think it's Isaiah 2:22. You can't put your hope in men. Once you understand that men will fail you, because that's just human nature, and you put all your trust in God, when men do fail you, you don't feel as disappointed, because not that you expect it, but that's just how it is. If you put all your trust in God, even when men will fail you, and they will, it takes that pressure off. You're not as disappointed. There should be nothing that a man or even your husband, and it's not to say that you can't rely on your husband, because you should, but you have to understand that it's human nature. Men will fail you.
Exactly.
Don't be so disappointed or upset when God's told you this.
Okay.
So I feel like you can still heal while being in a relationship. I always say that it's better when you're single, but if you're not in that situation, I genuinely believe you can still heal while being in a relationship, because you still have a personal relationship with God, regardless of whether you're single or whether you're married. And in your personal relationship with God, you can work towards whatever you need to do to better yourself and to better your faith. Wow,
that's so powerful. So that's so amazing. So listeners, please make sure you send out your views as well. The number to call is 078 37 299 499. That's 078 37 299 499. So you can send a message to this number via WhatsApp or normal message, or call this number as well. Okay, I think you have another question as well from somebody.
Yeah, it's more of a statement from Anita again. She says, thank you ladies. Listening to the show is very encouraging for single females, because as you have stated, it's very true. God's timing is the best timing, and one should be interested in following their destiny in Christ. It's a journey, and finding a partner is not the ultimate goal in life. It's a part of the journey to completing God's plan for us and fulfilling our God-ordained destiny. Thank you very much, Anita. I truly believe that. I think, and I always said, I'm not trying to say being content as a single person is easy,
okay,
but it's possible. Like I said, I've been single for 6 years, and I haven't always been content. I would say the last 2 years, and even when I first started writing the book, I was like, God, how am I going to encourage people to be content in something that I'm not even in? But it was during that process that I learned to be content with it. And that's the thing. If you feel like you don't know what you're doing in life, or you feel like, you're missing out, or being married will give you a purpose that your life seems to lack, that's not the case. Like, ask God, what is it you want?
And I think even about getting into relationships and stuff that's not fulfilling or drawing you closer to God, you feel this sense of emptiness. It's like something's been taken out from you, because you could feel like you're pouring into something that's not pouring back to you.
Yeah, and the thing is, a relationship, when you have a relationship with God, you are complete. So any other relationship should add to that, shouldn't take away. So
and a lot of times we go into things that take away.
Yes, if anything is taken away from your relationship with God, that's not a godly relationship. There's like I said, there's some situations where you can't get out of, like for example, marriage, and that's something you need to pray on. It's not something I would never recommend divorce. That's something that you need to pray on. But I feel like even like when you're single, even female friends, you can have female friends and their energy and the things that they say and their attitude is not, or like it's not lined up with the word of God.
Yeah, and if you're not careful, you can easily
be swayed. And that's when I first became a Christian, there's certain people that I'd hang around with, and they, like I said, we were just moving in different directions, and I'd be with them for a while. And then I would start acting like them. I'd start swearing again, and I'd start thinking,
That's not something I'm very, very careful about, actually. When you're surrounded by people, it's funny how much we pick up from people being surrounded.
Like, people can influence you. So you need to surround yourself with godly people. Like I said, there's situations where you can't help it. If you're at work, for example. But those people are not being they're not telling you things. Like, if you're surrounding yourself with people that you're confiding in and giving you advice, and their advice is not godly, you're going to get yourself into trouble.
You're going to go the wrong way. Thank you for all those who've joined us on Facebook as well, live. Thank you, Barack Otin Siao, for joining us. And thank you, darling. Barack Otin Siao says, God bless you. God richly bless you as well for tuning in. Thank you, Darlington DLT Emerson, for tuning in. Thank you for all those who've liked our Facebook live. Janet Victorious King, Isaac Benjamin Yako, Kofi Ajimang, Ramasandra. Thank you all for tuning in, liking our page. So I know it's like, we've got like 7 minutes, all the time is gone, but then I'm sure Christina will join us for another show, and we'll continue this topic or go into a different topic at some point in time. And we just love to answer some of these questions. What makes us discontent? What makes us discontent? Where's this discontentment from?
I think there is a range of issues. I think it can go from social media. It can go from your perception of what your life should look like. Your own timeline. I always thought that I'd be married and have kids by the time I was 25. So when I hit 25 and there was no husband, I was so confused. Because I thought that's what was going to happen. I just feel like there's so many reasons why people can feel discontent. And I think we're at that age now where a lot of your friends are getting married and a lot of your friends are having kids, and you feel like you're missing out. Like, when is it my turn? Like, when am I going to stop being the bridesmaid and become the bride? But you need to get out of that and feeling sorry for myself. Because if that's your mentality, you'll never learn to enjoy where you are now.
You need to move forward beyond that. I'm feeling sorry for myself.
And the thing, I feel like when you're not content, you're showing an ungrateful heart to God. Even if it's something you desire. If you're saying, God, I'm not happy with where I am now, why do you think God will move you to another place in your life?
That's very, very true.
You need to grow. And I say, even me, there are times I'm just like, for real? Like,
we're advised to be, by ourselves. We can't sort of grow when we're emotionally dependent on people. We have to grow by ourselves. Another question is, how do we get to a place of revelation and understand that nothing else will make us content? So it's like we know already that, God is trying to, work in us. Sorry, I'm just going to let Jennifer Caroline, I've read your message as well. I read your full message out, and Tosin said you can get the book on Amazon, so you just search on Amazon. So so how do we get to a place of revelation, understand that nothing else will make us content? So it's like we know it, but how do we get to a place of like revelation? Not so much you know it, but it's like you're going out, checking, this guy out, or you're like, oh, he's cute,
Yeah, I think it's all about your mindset. I can go to somewhere and a guy can approach me, and he can be a Christian guy, he can be good looking, he can be 6 foot something, which is what I want. He can have a beard, like all these things, but I'm just like, if God hasn't sent you, and people say, oh, how do you know God sent that person or whatever, but I know what stage I'm at in my life, and even when I was writing the book, I always knew I would not entertain anybody until at least the book was finished, because God wanted me to write the book from a single person's perspective, and I can't do that if I'm entertaining God knows. So I think when you know what stage you are in your life, and when you're content, you won't search anywhere else for something you're already getting. Like, if you're getting love at home, you don't search for it elsewhere. I don't search for a relationship because I'm getting all my needs in abundance met by God. That's not to say that when something comes, I'm not going to be interested, but like I said, that person should add to my relationship with God. It should add to my life and not take away. So, I think it's just, when you're, like I said, when you're going to another wedding and you're not sitting there and jealous, and when you hear somebody being engaged and you're not checking your phone to see, which guy can I start talking to, and you're genuinely happy for them, that's when you know.
Yeah, I know.
It's
very true.
I'm actually content where I am.
It's very true.
And you can be content and still desire at the same time. Like I said, God says He will grant you the desires of your heart.
Yeah.
That means you will have desires of your heart.
We have to look beyond those desires and take on His desires.
But you can be content and still desire.
It's
at the
true.
same time.
But it depends also to what extent you move, because you can desire something and let those desires take over you.
Yeah.
Or you can say, okay, I desire this, but it's not the right time. This is what I have to do now, and I'll do what I have to do now. One last one is admiring a man a sign of discontentment? How do you ensure we don't cross the line looking desperate? Like dressing up, looking a certain way. Because I'm trying to catch some attention. Trying to make sure you're not doing that. You're pleasing God, but also you're, what would you say?
I think, just to give you an example, a few weeks ago I met a guy, and I'll be honest, I'm not into I don't meet many Christian guys that I would find attractive. So I met this guy, very good looking, and I was like, oh, hello. And I don't know how you flirt, but I remember I was making long eye contact, and when he hugged me goodbye, the hug was a bit longer than usual.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, oh God, is this
Mr. Right, yeah.
So he left, and then after a while, somehow I just happened to stumble on his Instagram page. And then on his Instagram page,
okay.
I could see that he was engaged. And
Lord have mercy.
I felt so bad because I felt that so.
And he was giving you his attention.
He wasn't. That's the thing. I thought he was, but he wasn't.
He was just being friendly.
He was just being friendly.
With the long hug.
But no.
Hey, that is a long hug.
No, I was a long hug. I was getting a long hug.
So hold on, he wasn't hugging you too?
No, I mean, he hugged me, but I didn't pull off. I think he was like, okay, it's enough now. And I feel like that in that situation, it was me. I wouldn't say being desperate, but I was open to the idea, and I thought, because this guy is something that I've been looking for. This is it for me. So I feel like in terms of desperation, I think it's okay to, if you see a guy that you like, but always pray about it. Don't act on your feelings.
Okay, so thank you so much for all those who joined us. Thank you, Sis Christina. You're going to join us again, definitely, because we haven't finished with the topic. Thank you for all those who tune in on Facebook, on Instagram. God richly bless you and have a lovely evening. Tune in again next week, Wednesday, 6 to 8. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Facebook. Thank you for joining. So this is her book, The Singleton, and it's coming out this Saturday. She's having a launch, but it's all booked up. So
sold out.
It's sold out. So you go on Amazon and just type in The Singleton, and it's by Christina Tosin Fosoro. So make sure. And I'll post the copy of the book as well. So
And the pen sticking out doesn't come with it.
The pen sticking out doesn't come with it. You've seen the pens are free in this country, right? But thank you for all those who tuned in. I'm sure you've enjoyed the show. And make sure you tune in again. Some people just joined in, actually. You're too late. Sorry, Antonio. You're a bit late for the show, but don't worry. You can play this back. Thank you, Fifi, coming out for tuning in as well. You're a bit late as well, but don't worry. We're going off Facebook Live. And I'm sure Christina will join me again for more questions regarding this topic as well. So please tune in and stay tuned. Next week, Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I don't know if I'll be joined by Christina. Let's see what happens. So thank you for all those who tune in. Thank you. Rosemary says, great show. Well done. Sorry if I wasn't able to read from everywhere, you know, because so many places. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's my phone, there's this phone, there's her phone. So there's a lot. So sorry if I wasn't able to read your messages, but thank you for all those who tuned in. And God richly bless you. Have a blessed and wonderful week. Goodbye.